Samcro. Alright, we are live from the studio.
A bitch that keeps saying trial. What I got to say about a bitch trial. This is just for this trial bitch.
Alright, welcome to the What's Up Bro show. I am your host, Bighoss. Today's topic is cyberbullying. I have the co-host with me, Samcro. Samcro, if you would
What's
lead
up?
in.
How's it going, everybody? Yeah, a little bit about this topic, but we wanted to take tonight's show to kind of elaborate a little bit further. Personal experiences can really be helpful to people.
No, I'm doing the podcast real quick. So yeah, go ahead, Sam.
Us going in, the game, we have a bunch of different platforms that we game on. Unfortunately, one of the common trends that we tend to see is cyberbullying, which if you're
Well,
not
I
familiar with that,
did find this new app due to Bad Girl. It's called Zelle. It's like a CB walkie-talkie app,
right?
which would be a good thing for us to use for the show. I thought was my idea.
Okay.
So yeah, I'll send you the information, Sam.
Okay.
One of the major
times during COVID is online gaming, where you can play bunch of players from all over the world, different communities, things like that. Which is great if you want to connect with people, and it does have its pros, but there are cons, and unfortunately, they cost. We can share some stuff too. And there are unfortunate trade-offs when meeting certain people. So
when I started gaming at the beginning of COVID, when I first got my PS4, it was a hell of a experience for me. We were, yeah, we were playing on PC for a while. That's how me and Sam Crow met. Through a game called Bloody Roads, California, we basically talked for a while, and I ended up being a division of his R67 Reapers, and then eventually I worked my way up to third income really quickly. And then next thing you know, I'm vice president of the board of directors and all that shit. So, well.
That we started having some problem people that we were running across, even on the PC version for that.
That reminds me of somebody trying to get a hold of me. Yeah. Joey's always trying to contact Haas.
Yeah, he's in supply and demand, so, that's why if you happen to catch the show tomorrow live, you're going to ask for an autograph, you might have to wait for a little while, so that's part of the price of fame there. I think, though, I'm going to let Haas share this story. Really, the bulk
Oh, good news.
Especially,
Mom's home.
there you go. Um, but actually, before we do that, I can just share a little bit. There's types of cyberbullying, all kinds of ways that you can come across that, whether it's outright directed at you or maybe some others you're playing with. There's people that I know some games have platforms where you have anybody in particular, but it made things really just an example.
Well, yeah. Yeah, there was many people that started smearing my name into the dirt. They didn't like
I
me.
was gonna say, yeah, what were some of those moments you can share that really you felt that
Um,
negativity there?
well, the one that really bothered me, like, it really did, was the whole she shed, man.
Right. Yep.
I got started playing the floor, started getting all these games because I was playing with her and all these people, and next thing you know, I may have got a little intoxicated, if you will,
Mhm.
and
Right.
she told me something in confidence, and well, she didn't say in confidence, or sometimes you gotta straight up
Right.
say, don't say this, but she said she might be pregnant, and she didn't want. She told me that, and she didn't really
Right.
tell me don't share it. So later that
Right.
night, when she told, I was saying I didn't feel good, I thought it was over. I thought it was a good thing, and she told me she tested negative. So
Okay.
at that point, I was like,
Right.
I wouldn't have felt good either if I thought I was pregnant. And she
Yeah.
did not take it too well. Needless to
Right.
say, spent many days trying to apologize about that. She didn't want to hear it, to the point where she turned all my friends against me.
Right.
And I lost all those friends except for certain ones, like Coca, you,
Yep.
Ray stayed with me. But her MO
Yep.
was she was in an open relationship, she had a boyfriend,
Mhm.
and she wanted to see everybody naked and all this shit. And I wasn't going for it. That's why she didn't like me.
Right.
I mean, she never got those kind of shit out of me.
Yeah.
Because I was not interested in her.
Mhm. Yeah.
And we were just friends at the point, like just friends.
Yeah.
And next thing you know, I'm getting messages from everybody bringing my family into it. And then she sent this
Mhm.
17-year-old after me like he was a big badass. And I was like, I'm badass. Like, he didn't fuck with me after that. I told him, careful
Yeah.
what you say. You don't know people like I do.
Right.
And I've met many
Well,
people like that before. I scared it out of
and I
people without even having to be there and doing anything.
yeah. Well, and a lot of it too was the biggest thing was the he said she said stuff where because did this or that. You know, in a way like
A lot of it
that's
was
not the
lies.
way.
I don't do that kind of thing.
Yeah. No, that's how I knew personally right away. I'm like, no, that's not true. You're making up stuff because that does not sound like him at all.
That's not
So I
Haas's
clearly knew.
MO to send somebody in a game to handle my
Right.
business.
Yeah, you
No,
would talk to somebody.
I will in a game come up and fuck your ass up.
Yeah. Or you'll talk to somebody. You will address it yourself. You're not going to
Yeah.
send someone else. You'll talk to
I'm more of a
Uh,
peacekeeper than anything.
right. Yeah. And that's the harsh reality with that when you have something that really didn't have to be an issue became an issue and really just killed the whole thing.
Yeah.
Which is unfortunate because not everybody was there.
Like, I sit here and I listen to music like video games most of the time. And everybody loves my music. Like, everybody.
Yeah.
It's just, I'm playing music right now if you can't hear it. Like,
yeah. But it's for the gaming aspect, most people want to just go to relax and not deal with the stress of the demo on top of everyday life on top of it.
right.
So, when you're going. So,
Yeah, you don't. I don't want drama. I never have. That was my main thing in video games. Is drama free. We run it like a family, and that's how a lot of our shit came to be.
Right.
If they we ran on Bloody Roads, we had at least 20 charters at one time.
Yeah.
Just every time you turn around on Bloody Roads, there's another RO67. And everybody's like, Jesus Christ!
Yeah.
What the hell is this RO67? People were literally lining up at our door to join us.
Yeah. Yeah, it grew really fast. I was even surprised how quickly it was. I never to go that far.
Until this day, we still are vice president and president of charters on Bloody Roads, and we're still active. We're recruiting daily. So, for many video games, PS4, PC, and mobile. So.
Even with Bloody Roads there, because many people, we had our fair share of moments where there was a lot of strife going on.
We had something come up that was called the Salem Bitch Trials, is what it was. That's what we called it. And it was hilarious as fuck to watch. Because all of a sudden, I bring over this friend of ours from the UK called Demonic Six. And she basically came over to PS4. It was fine for a while. We never had issues with her. She was always the third in command of the charter. So that's what brought her. Well, the more I got to know her, the more we video chats, the more we did from PlayStation, Messenger, got to know her more and more. The more we realized she's a master manipulator.
Right.
And to which point, we send her and they take their shit down quick. Right.
Yep.
Like, we had this issue where this guy was trashing us on Facebook in a recruiting message. And in recruiting sessions, and she walked in, got him to take it down in less than 3 minutes. And I just sat there watching the shit because he gave me a message after saying, I'm sorry. So, we were good. Then she started. She started manipulating us, saying we weren't doing our job, that we weren't doing this. And next thing you know, she had turned a whole group against me that was in my shit that we were getting along with. We were running shit. And at which point I met these people called Rain and Dirty Water Nikki, right? And that's how the Salem Bitch Trials began. Next thing you know, I disappeared for a good minute because I need a break from that game and that clan. And I come back, they finally get a hold of me because we all needed a break, right? And they did it on me because they helped me so much. They taught me the game and how to do role play and all that. No, they did not. They taught me a little bit more in depth from like everybody else has. Not things I didn't really know and like everybody their own style, right? And so they thought they were big badass because they had clans and guilds and all this shit and high level friends and they eventually got kicked out of my guilds because we would do podcasts and streams and then try to take over the show. They thought they were the stars of the show, and that was the point I was making. Nobody's the star of the show but me and whoever's involved with that show, helping me run that show. So we all have input to put in on things. So, and then here we are today. That's the Salem Bitch Trials.
Yeah. Well, and the thing that was sad about that too really was, and again, my part of it, I can't tell right away, but as soon as Demonic 6, when she came and she's telling me all things happening, and like, oh, you know, Bighoss is doing this and he's doing that, and I'm like, yeah, that's wrong right from there. Like,
all I
that's
did
not
was
right.
somebody heard about it and took it upon themselves to go try to, like we have somebody that's more of a peacekeeper than me and more of a, I will handle this way, right?
Right.
Like we always have somebody that helps us with things, and she knew this. She knew our ins and outs of the works, so she was trying to use that, so we had to change up the game plan.
Right. Well, and I even said to her from the forefront, I'm like, I can't get involved because I wasn't there. I don't know what was said. The only thing I can say for certain was the things that she was saying about the boss. That's not accurate.
Because I brought her into R067 before. Like I found her game myself and recruited her.
Yeah, you had her before she came over. I remember that.
Because she was in my charter that I was in. She was I think my secretary at the time.
Yeah.
And she worked her way up pretty quickly from prospect to sergeant at arms to eventually vice president, right? My charter. To which point I came in and joined Samcro as vice president, and she became president. Well, eventually we shut down Hole 1. Nobody was active, and we brought her over.
Yeah.
But till this day, I can bring it back.
I know she. Yep. Well, and I knew that she was with another group that we do, a friendly charter group from the UK, when she tried to land there, but we didn't really cater to
Peaky Blinders? Yeah. I don't even have to look at the stuff. I know everybody's names that we were involved with.
When you're on for a while, you do. Yeah, that's the most fun about that. But the point of everything was just the stress of the bullying part of, you know, someone did this or someone did that, and then everybody's trying to make
we'd have to take breaks from video games for a while. That video game would go to, say, PS4, PC, whatever we felt. Like there was a good bit and I stepped away from the roads. But I remained vice president because I was still working from behind the scenes.
Right. Yeah, and that's really, I think and even in the PS4 version, everybody just needed to step back because it just started to get really ridiculous.
This song that's coming up next is Kokomo.
The Beach Boys?
Yes. The one that is on now is Creedence Clearwater Run. Have you ever seen the rain? So.
Yeah.
Well, we're expecting a storm in Colorado today, so. Yeah.
Might have some of these issues yourself. You know, it's unfortunate, and you don't really. Sometimes you don't know what to do and do what to think of it. And so, you know, that's the thing we can always say. I was going to say too is, you know, obviously you want to have some good people with you. It's more sometimes you get bad apples here and there, but I think I would probably agree with me too. I think the other troublemakers are you want to get others who you can trust that are confidants that you can have as your allies to fight those that are really
Call us. We have many friends. We have many friends that from video games that from many parts of the world, right? Many parts. And like I have a crew on GTA and Red Dead Redemption, Warframe, all that shit, and it's called THC Hypnotics. And that's what I play as mostly. But I also have friends I brought into Spreaker also that play these games, and many friends of mine who stream and have podcasts, and
So, you know, again, so just, and like I said, from my point too, I would say is, if you're really struggling with that, number one, always get rid of the strife. So if there's a person or persons in a group, if you're playing with community,
stand your ground and don't take their bullshit is what my suggestion is.
Yeah, just get rid of them.
And watch them very carefully because sometimes they'll try to steal your crew under different names. Many gamers have many alternate profiles. So, you there? Yeah.
Even on Bloody Roads, actually, there's a lot of what do you call spies and people that are moles that just they create fake accounts and they're just kind of trolling people just because they're trying to be funny or trying to.
And back when all this, when Bloody Roads was a great game, there were so many people. Like there was never a empty slot in crew and shit. So we would constantly fill up and get rid of members quickly because they weren't right fits, and the next thing you know, we have a new member.
Yeah.
So.
Or we found a lot of people who were fake or people that were not fake.
Just wanna be MC people.
Yeah. And then
Yeah. I like to tell everybody exactly who you meet on the game is exactly who you're gonna meet in real life. Same with Samcro.
Yeah.
Same with my friends.
Yeah.
Exactly who you meet on the game is who you're gonna meet in real life. I've done many video chats with these people. I've done face-to-face meetings. I've done video chats with even, like, one of the things is we could be dealing with a problem on a video game and still be talking to each other while playing that video game, and nobody would even listen. Like, we'd be sitting there on Discord or have our phone number, each other's phone numbers, and one thing about Samcro is he don't fuck around. Like, I went into the hospital and nobody knew where I was. Nobody told him. And on my ass. He was planning a jailbreak or something.
And it was definitely weird because I'm like, these guys it's like something's got to be wrong here somewhere.
You could have called my master. My mom had my phone.
I didn't know. I was thinking that, but I'm like, I don't want to be like.
Because Papa Jack called my phone.
Yeah.
And I tried to find out where I was, and she told him, and he just, well, I'm praying for him. Let me know, have him get a hold of me and get us out. And the first thing I got out, and she goes, hey, this guy named Eugene Randall called your messenger. Do you know him? I go, oh, you found you a Papa Jack, did you? Was my first thing I said. And she's like, Papa Jack? Yeah, Eugene Randall, video friend, very good friend. Been through the shit with that motherfucker. So, he's the one that does paranormal talk with Papa Jack scammers. Yeah. But I brought him into Springer, and he was one of the ones that called my mom and was like, oh shit, I heard that he would turn into a blubbering baby. And so, even he told me that. Like, I got reports that this motherfucker straight up turned into a blubbering baby, calling everybody saying, it wasn't Haas, he had a mental breakdown. So,
at least we're able to get that story figured out. We want to make sure Haas is okay, which fortunately we got that all figured out. So
we had it figured out real quick because no matter, when I got back, I called everybody the next day. And I started playing video games the next day. I cannot stay away from video games because it helps me.
Right.
My mom didn't want to play video games, but she'd be coming in and out, checking on me, and staying here all the time, so I wasn't worried about it. She knew if I played video games, listening to music, I was good.
Right. Yeah. Well, you bring up a good point for those that play games and you have issues. If you can find people that are very minded, communicating with them is very important. When you might come across a pro player or somebody who's
you need to always have a support system in place.
Exactly.
That's how ours came along. We're a family first and foremost. Somebody fucks with one come along, we all fuck with that person.
Exactly. Yeah, pretty much.
Come hell or high water, we will get your ass.
Yeah, and that's, and actually even Haas can tell you, remember all the people that we had, once we all stood together, they disappeared pretty fast. So
Yeah.
once they realized they kicked over the hornet's nest.
Yeah, they had many people that fucked with us had no idea how many people we actually knew. And we rocked many worlds that way.
Yeah. And once they did, they went away pretty quickly. They disappeared.
Yeah, they just disappeared,
so
ran with their tail between their legs, and we ain't heard from them since. So this guy named Keeper, right, Tien, he was our sergeant in arms, and that's all he wanted to be. Like, that motherfucker was great at recruiting.
Yeah.
And well, then we met these people called Crazy Bitch and all that, and he really brought a rock between a lot of us.
Fun and drama, yeah.
Because her husband was military, Tien was military, and she loved seeing pictures of people. She loved. There was many nights, drunk nights, sitting there, just at parties all night till like 3 in the morning for me on the video games, and it was drinking all that, and Samcro would sign off, and his phone would be going ding 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 ding. So summer came around, and we were just sitting there ding ding ding. Till this day, that's exactly how we are.
You know, everybody knows what's going on, and everybody's clued into everything. So it's not like having to catch everybody up all the time.
No.
But that's, you know, and again, that really helps if whenever you face
Video games, yeah.
So, you know, it's very important that, you know, if you can find good like-minded players, and not everybody's fortunate that way, but if you're able to
and I will say one of the cyberbullying things that people like is people's weight.
Yep.
They will use that against them.
Right.
And what they didn't realize is that no matter what weight I am, I do not back down. I was at one point 430 pounds, and I was getting made fun of left and right, and I was standing my ground going, fuck you, you don't make fun of me for that shit. Watch, one of these days I'll lose weight and kick your ass.
Yep.
And next thing you know, here I am, 460 pounds, and continuing to be active. I had sciatica there for a minute, which caused some issues. And I wouldn't be able to, like, I'd be mowing lawns, and I'd come back and be stuck in a chair for weeks, months, to the point where I went to the hospital. Nobody could figure it out till I went to my physical primary care doctor, and she said, oh, you have sciatica.
Right.
See, somebody's always trying to get a hold of Haas.
He's real popular tonight.
Yeah, always popular.
That's good. Exactly. So,
I like to say, if you ain't getting blown up like that, you ain't making it in the world.
There you go. Well, just to kind of wrap that, as far as the cyberbullying, hopefully
well, we still got 13 minutes, so. And then.
I just want to elaborate for everybody. Even in a short amount of time, we can, you know, if you reach out to us, whether it's through the chats or through an email, if you want to need some help, want to talk about these things further, we can definitely.
We check. Samcro's in charge of checking the emails. So you check. You're one checking the emails. So. But the thing is, I can also have access to the emails, and sometimes it's me responding back, and my spelling's not so good. So.
Yeah, no, that's okay. But that way, then, if you're not comfortable or you don't want to do it over the chats, you can contact us personally if you want to talk more. We can definitely do that off the air.
Yeah, we
if you don't
have Skype. We have many ways of talking. Like we mentioned, Discord.
Yep.
We have WhatsApp app. We have kicked for this reason because many people don't prefer to use a certain app themselves that they don't want to use nothing else.
Exactly.
We've had so many people that we've had to talk into, like kind of sweet talk into getting Discord.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
Right. Well, and the thing of it is too is like as we mentioned earlier too previously, you know, as the podcast grows, we want to be able to reach out to as many people as we
The
possibly
more
can.
people we get, the more we upgrade our show.
Exactly. And that's where
I had taken the chance and paid $8. I believe the plan is Samcro is going to get the next. So,
Yep, up to 20.
Yeah. And yeah. So right now we got On Air Talent. We're going to go to the next one, which is, I think, Broadcaster or something.
Right. Something like
which is $20.
Yeah.
40 if that, and it goes from 820 to 40 to all the way up to 100% deal, which we get more unlocked when we the higher we go. So.
Yeah, if things work out. And to accommodate everybody, for sure.
Like I have friends that have businesses that range from gym trainer to phone services, like major companies too.
Right. Yep.
I have friends at Family Dollar all over the place.
Yep.
So.
And we're definitely, like you said, we're growing in the community, and we're hoping the show will take off. We're looking forward to seeing everybody.
Like I said, tomorrow I'll be at a car show.
Yep.
With
Don't
the
miss
podcast.
Sure.
And you're welcome to come down to Will's Bar and Grill for a car show if you are in Colorado. I'll be set up in the back patio. I am a picture with Bighoss something, yeah. I am not camera shy and I am not autograph shy. I am a friendly person.
Yeah. Well, and hopefully, I'm not that close, but maybe I'll do something locally for me if fans want to come out and meet me. If you're on the East Coast, we can do that for sure. I'll figure something out there.
Right. I will take in pictures for like slideshows and all this. So
there you go.
For the YouTube channel and yeah. So if you want to be on the YouTube channel and get a picture in a Bighoss, you can come see Bighoss at Will's Bar and Grill tomorrow around 10-ish in the morning till whenever. There's a breakfast bar, breakfast buffet, pretty reasonable prices. So
come for the food, enjoy the show with Bighoss.
Yeah, exactly, and friends.
And friends, yes.
So
hopefully, if I'm around, I can join too, but we'll definitely watch in person.
I think Samcro is planning on jumping in at one point in time on Skype. So for just a couple of minutes, maybe 20 minutes, maybe an hour, who knows. So
but we'll you should get a chance to meet half the team in person. So if you're that fortunate to be out that way, check it out. The other thing I wanted to plug for those that may have missed it too is, which is a segment that Ross and I were talking about. I guess you want to call it like a gaming segment. And for those of you that are not familiar with that, PS4 playing live. You'll get to hear us playing some games. If you're online on PS4 and want to jump in or join, you can listen to all kinds of live. Interesting and pretty fun. Definitely check that out if you're a late-night gamer, especially over the weekend. It's your fun time. It's a place to see what's up,
It's basically the same thing in my opinion. But
Yeah, it's kind of a
he'll be
merging of
on
two
later.
shows.
He'll be on our next show, I believe.
Yep.
We just wanted to take this time to do a show between me and Samcro, so then we can go more in depth into bullying and our podcast. Yeah.
This is our talk show portion. Like to play, especially online gaming, check it out. More than fair.
Yeah, that's what she said, bad girl.
Again, you caught the show last night, but if you did, again, we might have
I have little segments of show play while we're on commercial break in here. The more we upgrade, the higher we upgrade, the longer our show gets.
Yep. And another segment we're gonna have.
Yeah, I just realized it lets me know when I'm doing the recording. The next upgrade we get is Broadcaster, which gives us 3 hours of live broadcasting and 500 hours of storage and other features. So.
Yeah, and we definitely one of the things we talked about, we want to be able to record shows because if you don't have a chance to get us live, you can go back and listen to any episodes that you missed. So you can catch up with where we're at in our show.
And I do not make a profit off this. It is paid for, so we use the fund that we make to pay for the show. So
everything goes to turn content for you guys who want to listen to the show. That's all we earn the nickels and dimes for.
I gotta hi to Adam real quick. Hey Adam, we're doing a podcast. Be right with you.
But yeah, we got any cost can tell you.
We have to say a disclaimer. Our podcast is family friendly, but our gaming chats are 18 and up for certain reasons that have taken place, things that have taken place because of certain situations with people coming in and being immature.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, so definitely at least 18, if not older, just because of, again, we've had issues with minors or younger players.
Well, I'll tell you right now, here recently on a video game, I came through, got the very first stalker.
Wow.
And her name was his queen. And
wow.
It was a hell of a fucking ordeal. She was scaring the hell out of everybody. I had many people coming to me, you gotta get rid of this bitch. I ended up doing this thing with a person that we know. I told Samcro I gotta give her a road name, right? And this is how I usually do it. And I gave her a road name from RO67 crew. I gave her the road name Crazy Bitch. And she did not like that because I laughed maniacally when I did it. And she did not like it and she left. And started smearing the name, and now that brought up the name change. I am now Dr. Blue Dragon. So.
That explains that. There you go.
Yeah. Which means the name on here will be changing to Dr. Blue. So.
Okay. He's still reached the same lovable guy, so.
Yeah. Always. Unless you fuck with my family. Then I turn into another monster.
We don't want to do that.
We don't fuck with Haas's family. It's not a good idea.
Yeah. Well, I think we're getting back to the end of our talk show time.
Yeah. No, I think we're just gonna play them out now and restart in about 10.
Sounds good. If you guys are interested, please check out the gaming session. If you go all night, it's a great time. Come back here. It's a lot of fun. Bighoss will lead the way. Check it out. Also a reminder, don't forget, catch Bighoss's show tomorrow. He'll be on the show loading tomorrow and Sunday morning. Come on out and
Sunday
check it
car
out.
show will be a go. I will be set up in the back.
Sounds good. Here's some right there.
So
Thank you guys so much for joining the show. Love you all. Hope you enjoyed this content. We'll have future shows coming up down the
and
pipe.
remember, hit that like and subscribe button.
Yep. Please do. You know that you like it, the more we can get new content on you. Get what you. So until our next show, this is Sam Bighoss.
Have a good day. Keep it real. Sit down before you wreck yourself.